Monday, January 1st, 2024. My goodness, man. Holy crap. Let me tell you something. This is a year, 2024, I've been waiting on / dreading / looking forward to. I've never been so nervous or been anticipating a year more of a year of my life than this year here, except when I was like 21 years old. That was 1996. First of all, Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year, guys. Real quick, I was going to make a video yesterday, December 31st, 2023, and I was going to do a year in review. I decided not to do that because, we know what happened last year. And, I'm going to keep it, to do the best that I can, to keep it more forward-looking on this channel. Also, too, I've committed myself, and I want you guys to hold me accountable to making one video every day. I want my YouTube channel, because I'm not really a YouTuber, but I'm going to start becoming a better YouTuber, or more of a YouTuber, because again, I'm not going to work at all in 2024. What do I mean by working? I'm not going to actively go out there and do the things I normally do, like door dashing or flipping silver or going to garage sales or going to estate sales, looking for deals. I'm not doing that this year. That's going to be tough for me, man, because I'm a pretty hard worker. But I'm switching my efforts and my energy on focusing on getting my my home more prepared, and my family mind and physically right, and the surroundings of my home right, and everything. First and foremost, getting right with God. First and foremost, like I said, preparing and getting things taken care of with my family and my home, because I am the leader of my home. And then spreading the word as much as I can about what's going on in this country, and talking about solutions to the many, many problems. But I need you guys' help, right? I don't want any money from you. That's not what I'm asking. What I do need help with is helping me spread the word. You don't have to share my channel or nothing like that, right? I want you guys to be brave men out here, and regardless of the people that don't want to listen to you, don't let them get you down, man. You know what I mean? You can lead a horse to the water, but sometimes it's just not going to drink. So again, pray for them and don't focus on them, because I look at people like in a pie chart, and I break them up into 3 categories. There are people that absolutely love you no matter what. They're just going to love you and respect you and listen to you, right? And those are people you should spend a lot of time with. And then there's people that no matter what you say, they're just going to go against you. You know what I mean? And then there's people that just don't care about you. You know what I mean? So which people should you focus on the most? Maybe you can change the people that don't care about your mind or care about what you say mind. And I'm not meaning that in like they don't like you category, because again, there are people that are just completely against you and don't like you. But they're just people that just don't care. Whether it's a sheeple, a person that just, wants to keep everything normalized, or people that just don't want to hear anything you got to say when it goes against what they believe or think. Those people are a little bit easier, that nut is easier to crack than the people that just are anti whatever you say. So just keep in mind when you talk to people, look at where they're coming from. But what I need you guys' help with, honestly, is we got to wake these people up, ladies and gentlemen. And again, my channel is a mixed bag here, right? Because I started off as a precious metal stacking channel, and then I moved into both Bitcoin and precious metal, and now I am fully on board with Bitcoin. And I got nothing against precious metals. I'll make a video about that. But we're all on the same team. Most of us 98% of us live in America, and I know probably 100% of us are patriots and love this country. Some of you guys are Republicans, some of you guys are Democrats. Don't care about that. To be honest, what I care about is you loving this country. And, you know, you're getting right spiritually, loving God, loving your family, and respecting our founding fathers and what they built with this wonderful experiment we call United States of America. So I need you guys' help to spread the word. And if you want to hit the share button on my channel, I'd be blessed if you did that. I appreciate it. But again, you don't have to do that. 2024. The reason why I said all the things in the beginning about this is a year I've been looking forward to and regretting or being scared of or whatever, for a few reasons. Number one is 2024 is an odd number. I mean, an even number year. It's a presidential election. Also, my nephew, the one I moved here to Vegas for, this is his senior year. He's a class of 2024. So that was one thing. You know, the number 24 for Kobe Bryant, obviously. And like I said, this is a big year for the presidential election. Also, it's the year of the halving, which is crazy. I believe it's the Olympics too, if I'm not mistaken. I know I haven't been keeping up with it, but I know that when the scamdemic happened, that might have messed things up. But I think it's an Olympic year. But it's crazy that the halving happens, the Bitcoin halving happens the same year as a presidential election. And for those of you that don't know what the Bitcoin halving is, real quick, it is when the issuance of Bitcoin gets cut in half. So right now, we're in epoch number 4, right? So the first epoch, Bitcoin started January 3rd, 2009. Now, I tell you guys to study Bitcoin. Now, I'm not going to go on and on about Bitcoin, but I want to say this real quick, because on this channel, I'm going to be talking about the fundamentals of Bitcoin and other things too. But so Bitcoin started January 3rd, 2009. And the Bitcoin white paper before that, a couple months before that, was written by him, her, they, them, whatever, Satoshi Nakamoto, on January 31st, 2008. And then the Genesis block, the first block of Bitcoin, was launched January 3rd, 2009. So from that day, January 3rd, 2009, every about 10 minutes, there were 50 Bitcoins being mined, right? There's only 21 million Bitcoin. That's epoch 1. That's 210,000 blocks per epoch, right? There's going to be 33 total epochs. Epoch 1 all the way up to 33 33 epochs from January 3rd, 2009 all the way to the year 2140. So epoch 1 did 50 Bitcoin every 10 minutes until 210,000 blocks, which takes roughly about 4 years. A little less, maybe 3 years, 11 months, something like that. So that was epoch 1. And then in that epoch, half of the Bitcoin was issued out. 10.5 million Bitcoin flooded the market. And honestly, it wasn't really anything the first half of the epoch. And then about a year and a half later, like May 2010, it got a price. And we know the rest is history about that. That was epoch 1. And then epoch 2, every 10 minutes, instead of 50 Bitcoin every 10 minutes, it was 25. Epoch 2, another 210,000 blocks. And then epoch 3, another 2,010 blocks. Instead of 25 Bitcoin every 10 minutes, it was 12 and a half. That was epoch 3. And now we're in epoch 4, at the end of epoch 4. Well, right now we're issuing 6.25 Bitcoin every 10 minutes, which equals out to be about 900 Bitcoin a day. That's epoch 4. Now, when epoch 5 happens, mid to late April, something like that, depending on how fast the blocks are mined. Once that hits, the issuance gets cut in half per block, from 6.25 to 3.125 Bitcoin every 10 minutes, from 900 a day down to 450 a day. And the reason why I bring that up is because that is going to be I think this halving is going to be very, very significant because, and this is going to go into my prediction, what I'm predicting, because I can't predict the whole year 2024, because there's just so many things that could happen that could change just so many trajectories of, you know how it goes. I can't even predict tomorrow, but the Bitcoin ETF is getting ready to get passed here in the next 8 to 10 days. I think it's going to be before that, to be completely honest with you. And as the days go by, it was like at a 90% rate or 90% chance that it was going to be passed. Now it's like high 98, 99%. So basically it's going to get passed. I hope it doesn't, to be honest with you. The best case scenario for me is if they say no, they stop it, you know, they deny all the 13 companies or the 13 asset managers, and then Bitcoin drops down to 26, 27,000. Because I believe the ETF the ETF price is already priced in. I think there's about 15 to 17,000 bucks per Bitcoin priced in, based on people knowing and trying to front run the institutions and the countries and banks and everybody else. Billionaires and millionaires are going to get ready to come into Bitcoin. I believe that's priced in between 15 and 17,000. But I can't hope for that because I don't think it's going to happen. Probability say it's not. So this is my prediction for that. Talking about the halving and the ETF. Let's just say Bitcoin, I think it's like 42, 43,000. So it'll probably be right around there, right? The day the ETF is approved, Bitcoin's going to spike up. I think the high, it may reach 47, 48,000 that day. I believe. I think it's going to go up a couple of 4,000, 5,000 bucks that day. 3,000 at the minimum. I think 5,000 at the most, that 24-hour period, right? And who are those people that are going to be buying? I think it's going to be people making bets, traders, some few normies, some Bitcoiners that are scared even though they already know what's coming. You know, because now don't quote me on this, but from what my understanding is, the asset managers cannot buy Bitcoin until they start actually selling the Bitcoin. So people have to buy it. But I've heard different stories. So I'm not sure about that, to be honest. I've heard that the day it gets approved, they can go and buy them that day. I've also heard that they can't buy them until the people that they're selling them to give them the money to buy them. I'm not sure. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. I've been researching that, and I've been hearing about 50-50 on that. So whatever the case, whatever it is, whether they wait to buy or not, they're going to buy. And I think over the next few weeks after that, towards mid-January, end of January, we're going to see some prices going up, and then FOMO is going to start kicking in. And then once that happens, people are going to start talking about Bitcoin all the time. They're doing it now. And when that happens, people are going to be buying it to trade it. And I believe it's going to crash down because there's going to be a lot of traders that are into Bitcoin just for the quote unquote money. And what I mean by money is the US dollar or whatever fiat currency people are in to buy different goods and services with it or make a quote unquote profit. People that do that don't understand Bitcoin. You know, a lot of things I'm going to say, I'm not going to go into detail on these things, but I am going to talk about them more in other videos. But let me say this to you. I'm never going to sell my Bitcoin. Never, ever, ever. I don't think I'm ever going to spend it either. I have said I'm going to spend it in 2033, which is the, I think that'll be Epoch, because we're going to be Epoch 5. The next cycle is 6, 24 to 28. Epoch 7 is 2028, 2032. So the beginning of Epoch 8, when the issuance is very, very low, and I believe that Bitcoin will go from the second level of money, which is a store of value, to more of a medium of exchange. I said I'll start spending it then. I don't know. It depends on what's going on. Now, if there's a you know, a collapse or something's going on and that's the only money I can spend, then I got no choice digitally and, you know, my fiat currency. That's why I keep cash, by the way. But I believe I'm going to be borrowing against my Bitcoin. I'm going to be loaning it out to people that need that loan Bitcoin at a good rate, and then I'll take some fiat currency, spend it, and then pay back my loan with fiat currency to get my Bitcoin back. But again, that's a long time from now. But I don't plan on selling my Bitcoin. But again, back to 2024, I believe with all the marketing, I believe there's going to be a Super Bowl commercial about Bitcoin. I believe there's going to be billboards, ads. It's just going to be everywhere, man. It's going to be the new toy and a new thing, because governments, central bankers, billionaires, hedge fund managers, they have found out very quickly that they've hired teams to learn about Bitcoin and quote unquote crypto, because that's what they always say with Bitcoin, trying to confuse you, because Bitcoin's not crypto and crypto damn sure ain't Bitcoin, to try to confuse you. But once they figured out that they can't stop it, because they can't stop Bitcoin. And again, I'll talk about more than that and about that in the more videos, because we got to learn those fundamentals. I tell you guys to study Bitcoin. There's a reason I'm saying that. There's a reason I sold all my precious metals for Bitcoin. So they've gotten teams studying this thing, man, just studying it. And they realize, holy crap, we got to get as much as we can. You know who one of the biggest holders of Bitcoin is in the world? The United States government. They have over 200-something thousand Bitcoins. Now, is that a lot? It depends on how you look at it. If I were them, I would print more money and buy a bunch more. I don't know if they're that smart enough to do it and keep it on their balance sheets. But I know Larry Fink is doing it. I know he's got a lot personally. And there's a lot of people buying, man. A lot of people. And there's a reason why Jamie Dimon, Larry Fink, a lot of powerful people in this world are getting into Bitcoin and trying to do the best they can to, I'm not going to say control it, but get as much as control of it they can. Now, I don't know if this is going to happen this year, but I believe after a lot of people start buying Bitcoin, because they can't really talk bad about it anymore, because now they're going to be, we're at the stage of they fought us. We're past that, and now they're with us. But I think what they're going to do is they're going to try to control Bitcoin by not letting people take it off of the ETF, or not taking it off the exchanges. I don't know if it's going to happen in 2024. It may, but I believe Coinbase will probably be the only one standing. Only Bitcoin exchange standing after BlackRock and all these other companies try to, let's just say, derail the other exchanges. Again, guys, study Bitcoin, buy it, and immediately take it off the exchange. I don't care if it's a Bitcoin company. I love Swan Bitcoin. I love those guys. Link in the description if you want to get $10 free Bitcoin. Sign up and log in. But if you keep your coins on there on Swan, if the government seizes control of their company, or any company, there's nothing they can do about it. And guess what happens to your coins? You think they're going to say, "Oh, here you go, Mike. Here's your coins"? Of course not. They're going to seize all assets, like they did with Mt. Gox. I think they did a little bit of that with CZ and Binance. Not much though, and I think they definitely did it with Scam Bankster Fraud, SBF. So again, buy it and take it into cold storage. So I think that's part of the game plan. Now, second quarter, that's going to happen in the first quarter. Not all the stuff I just said. That's may happen in 2025. But the price is going up. The massive media and freaking billboards, marketing, going to be crazy. Now, when the halving comes, they're going to be talking about that too. Because remember, you ever seen the movie Wolf of Wall Street? You ever seen that movie, how they were selling? Before, when they couldn't sell Bitcoin, what did they tell you about Bitcoin? Oh, it's a scam. It's a money laundering thing. It's for criminals. It's for drug dealers. It's too volatile. Now, they're going to be making all kind of money on the fees. And believe me, they want the price to go up. because the more the price goes up, when they're holding your quote unquote your Bitcoin, which is not, they make more of the percentages on the fees. Now, speaking of the fees, we already have a fee war already with these companies. Fidelity, BlackRock, ARK Invest, all these companies are lowering their fees. Some of them are doing the first 6 months are free, holding your Bitcoin. Again, only somebody that doesn't know anything about decentralized assets would pay someone else, pay them to hold it every year, charge a percentage, and then have the ability to get it taken away from them. Absolutely insane. They couldn't pay me to hold my Bitcoin, let alone me pay them. And that's why I'm going to make these videos. Also, I believe in 2024, however many Bitcoiners there are today, hodlers, because there's a lot of them, relatively speaking to what there was a few years ago. And I mean hodlers, people that just will not sell. Hodl means, HODL, hold on for dear life. These people will not sell. I believe the institutional people that are going to put 1, 2, 5, 10% of their portfolios into Bitcoin, I believe that there'd be more of those people, the naive people that keep it on the ETFs. It's going to much outgrow the people that are hodling. I'm telling you that. So what does that mean? That means even the quote unquote strong hodlers, because there's not a lot of Bitcoin on the exchanges, there are going to be traders that are going to be putting it on the exchange. I don't think in 2024 that's going to be a big deal as far as us running out of Bitcoin, a lot of people say, because there's always going to be people selling. But I think the next cycle, Epoch 6, we're going to start running out of Bitcoin. And the only way we can buy Bitcoin is by just raising the price up. Because again, we've never had an asset, ladies and gentlemen, that no matter what the demand lever does, it can go up and up and up. You cannot find or make any more Bitcoin. Because again, from today until 2140, there's going to be about 1.48 million Bitcoin more mined, and that's it. Something like that, 1.47 or something like that, because I've been 19.5 something. I forget what it is. Over 19.5. There's only 21 million. The supply issuance is finite. It's not scarce like gold and silver. Gold and silver is definitely scarce compared to fiat currencies and other things. But again, if we need to find gold and silver, if the demand goes up, trust and believe and best believe, people be taking their necklaces off and their rings, and they'll be finding gold and silver places. Trust me, in comparison to Bitcoin. So I think that's going to happen in Epoch number 6. But back to 2024, with the halving coming in the second quarter of 2024, the supply issuance cutting down, meaning the demand going up with all the marketing from quarter one, and the supply issuance going from 900 a day to 450 a day. I think the second quarter, minus a black swan event now, and I'll get into that in a second. I think that's when we hit all-time highs. I think we'll be going past that psychological number of 70,000. The reason I say 70,000 because our high is 69,000. I think it was November 10th, 2021. We hit that. And that's a psychological barrier. And then I think quarter three, I think we'll get up to 100,000 or close. And I think the high would be around 110. And then I think it'll crash down 40% or something like that towards the end of the year. Back down to, if it hits 110, it'll go down to like whatever 40% of that is, 70 or whatever it is. I think 30,000 off of that would be 40%. Hold on, whatever, 70, whatever it is. I don't think it's going to drop down to 80%, but I think our high next year could hit 110. Now a lot of people are saying 250, 500. I don't see that happening because there's just so many people that don't understand Bitcoin. They're just going to be selling it, thinking they're going to make a profit. And again, this is why I got to work my ass off so that people can understand. I had a friend of mine send me an email today. He's a precious metal stacker. He's a precious metal stacker. He was telling me, that he's buying Bitcoin and this, that, and the third. I talked about him before. you know, he's telling me that, you know, he's diversifying. He's buying, you know, this Bitcoin and cryptos, and then he's gonna sell half of his Bitcoin to get, you know, farm or house or something and get more metals. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with getting a house and stuff. You know, that's very, very valuable. But again, my friend, you got some studying to do, man. If you're gonna sell Bitcoin, because I'm telling you right now, Happy New Year. Thank you, Happy New Year, brother. And sorry, you threw me off. And Bitcoin's going up forever, Laura. Okay, my brother, I'm telling you that, and all you guys. What I mean by going up, because if you're telling me, man, I'm talking to you now, bro. I ain't gonna say your name. If you're telling me you're gonna sell half your Bitcoin, you don't understand it. You know what I mean? And that's okay, because you sounded just like me a year or two ago. I was the same way. When I first got into Bitcoin, my first 3 to 6 months, I sold some Bitcoin because Bitcoin went up in comparison to what the price I bought it for in fiat dollars. And then silver went down at the same time, and I did that twice. That was a big mistake, man. But again, I didn't have my fundamentals down. So, but then I ended up later on last year, like I said, I sold all my metals, and the rest is history. But my brother, Bitcoin in US dollar terms is going up forever. Everything else on this planet is going to be priced in Bitcoin. So I'm not telling you what to buy or how to buy. This is for everybody. You know, I'm not telling you that. But if you're going to buy Bitcoin, just look at it as a 10 plus year allocation. This is money. I'm telling you, man, this is the future money, and this is money that this world has never seen. I'm telling you, every time you buy Bitcoin and you put it away into cold storage, you're putting away the most finite money man has ever created. You know exactly how much of a percentage of the money supply you own. Again, you can have a gold eagle, you can have a silver bar or whatever, but ask yourself this: what percentage of that money supply do I own? You don't know. Now, again, it's different for constitutional silver and Inglehards and stuff like that, but the demand is nowhere near for that stuff as it is for Bitcoin, because people are going to be actually transacting in Bitcoin and selling it on ETFs. They're not doing that with Inglehart bars and constitutional silver. And this is a guy that just recently sold over almost 4,000 ounces of that stuff. Not, I don't even like saying that stuff, but not of, you know, regular generics and stuff like that. I'm talking about constitutional Inglehards, Johnson Matthews or whatever, because I had more with that. I don't want to say that to brag. I'm just telling you, that's how much conviction I have of studying Bitcoin. So when you're pricing stuff in Bitcoin, use Bitcoin as a denominator and ask yourself, 10 years ago, you know, how many Bitcoins did it take to buy a house? You know what I mean? When Bitcoin was $100 and the house cost 120, 125,000 in fiat currency. It took a lot. It took thousands of Bitcoin. Now the medium house is like 350,000 or 450. Depends on where you buy it, of course. And Bitcoin right now is 40 something thousand. So depending on where you live, it might cost you 8 Bitcoin, 10 Bitcoin, something like that. In 2033, you mark my words, it'll cost far less Bitcoin to buy a house than 8, 10, 11, 7, wherever you live, Bitcoins to buy a house. You best believe that. So don't look at Bitcoin as a play or a trade. Guys, you never trade Bitcoin. Never, never, never. Also, while I'm saying that, and you're on my channel, don't trust me. Verify. That's why you get yourself a Bitcoin node. So when you buy Bitcoin, you can verify your own transaction. Don't believe a word I say, man. Do the research on it. Look at the charts. Like Michael Saylor said, Bitcoin's going up forever. Laura, it just is. In US dollars and everything else. Everything will be priced in Bitcoin. Now I say Bitcoin because there's really not Bitcoin. It's Satoshis, right? 100 million Satoshis in every Bitcoin. You mark my words. Bitcoin, when you first bought it, I'm saying Bitcoin now because back then you can buy a lot of Bitcoins for very, very cheap. You can buy thousands of Bitcoin. Then after a couple of years, you can only buy 1,000 Bitcoin. Then after a few years, you maybe only buy 100 Bitcoin, and then 10 Bitcoin, and then 5 Bitcoin, And now it's going to be very tough to somebody to buy one Bitcoin. It's $40-something thousand to buy one. That's not easy to do for the average American. And again, I've said this once and I'll say it again. If you have one Bitcoin, meaning 100 million Satoshis, guys, you're going to make millionaires, multi-millionaires. It's going to make them look like child's play compared to the purchasing power that you're going to have in the future. If you got 1 million Satoshis right now and you keep them in cold storage, and again, 1 million Satoshis is only $400-something. That's how I measure my wealth now. I used to measure it in ounces in fiat currency. I just measure it in Satoshis now. I don't measure it in Bitcoin. I got 12 Bitcoin or 7 Bitcoin or whatever somebody has. I don't do that because we're way past that now, man. You know what I mean? Measure it in Satoshis. You know, you don't have to get to 1 Bitcoin. You know, get as many Satoshis as you can. You can buy them every single day. You can buy 2,300, I think, for $1 right now. My gosh, man, you guys have no idea. No idea. So again, with the Bitcoin halving, I think that's going to be crazy. Now, all those price predictions I just said, that is depending on if there's no Black Swan event. Now, let me get a little dark now, and I'm sorry about this. Another prediction I have, in 2024, there's a couple levels to this. Level 1, worst case scenario is there won't be an election, United States of America election in 2024. I think we're going to have a Black Swan event that's going to make the 2020 scamdemic look like a picnic. I do, and that's not a doom and gloom thing. That's just what I believe. They're doing everything they can. Just look year after year after year. From 2015, when he came down an escalator, Donald Trump, all the way till now. Look at everything that they've tried to do to this man. You don't think the year of the election is going to be the worst year to him and his family? They tried to bankrupt him. They tried to take him off the campaign trail, bankrupt him by, taking him to court and suing him and having him pay these fines, put a muzzle on him, indicted him 4 times, 91 felonies, make him guilty in the court of public opinion. I mean, the list goes on and on. You think they're going to stop there and go, oh, you know what? We're just going to do that. They will not, in my opinion, they will not let this man be on the ballot. So that's level 1. Level 2 is not a really big Black Swan event. There'll just be something where they take him off the ballot somehow. They've already done it, tried to do it in 2 states. You think they're going to stop with Maine and Colorado? Of course not. And these people, the Democrats, uniparty, bureaucrats, puppeteers, whatever you want to call them, they don't even care anymore, man. It's so crazy, but there's still a lot of people, and this is why I'm working on this stuff every day and not working a job and being selfish and stuff, because I don't need it. I'm just trying to do what I can. But again, I do pray and get right with God and take care of the preparations and stuff with my family, of course. But getting and earning a bunch of money and trying to buy more Bitcoin and stuff, that's cool, but it's not more important than waking these people up. Not just the Bitcoin, but the tyranny and the lies that we've been told all these years. So I don't think they're going to stop at that. I think they're going to take them off the ballot somehow, some way. So that's level 1 and level 2. Level 3 is they may try to, how can I say this? They may try to pull a 2020 again, if you know what I mean. I don't think Joe Biden will be on the ballot. I still think it's Gavin, the American Psycho Newsom, but we'll see who it's going to be. But those are my prediction. I think some bad things are going to happen in 2024. They've already got a lot of things in place with the asylum seekers, they call them, in America. I'm laughing, but and I joke and I smile, but I'm crying inside, man, because I'm scared. I'm very, very scared. But it's okay to be scared. You know, even when you're brave, you can be scared. But on this channel, guys, we're going to talk about a little bit of problems, but we're going to focus mostly on the solutions. And I don't want to be a doom and gloom channel. Again, if you guys want to help me out, just you guys make YouTube videos and you guys pass on your favorite YouTubers. I don't care if it's Precious Metals, some kind of Patriot channel, whatever. And remember the 3 categories of people that you're talking to and who to focus on and everything else, because I'm telling you, man, 2024 is going to be a year I think we've never seen. And God, I'm praying that I'm wrong. I really am. I would love to be wrong. I've always been bad at predictions. So to wrap it up, I think Bitcoin's high will be 110,000. I don't think it's going to shoot up to 500,000. I think there'll be a black swan event in 2024. I don't think there's going to be election. And if it's not, then they'll probably take him off the ballot and things like that. So let me know what you guys think. What are your predictions? Nobody knows what's going to happen, and also too, like I said, 365 videos today. If this is not a leap year, if it's a leap year, then 366. So hold me to it. I'm going to be out here not only spreading the word of sound money gospel and being a patriot and being a good man and being awake, not woke. But I'm gonna be giving out Satoshis, knowledge, love, and everything else as much as I can. And again, guys, I hate to beat a dead horse, but I'm gonna do it. The only monetary way you're gonna save your family in the future, and to me, the best way to do it is through Bitcoin. The only way to do it is through Bitcoin. And again, don't trust me, verify. Do your studying. Work your ass off and do the best you can to help save you and your family's future. And to me, like I said, the best way to do that, and to me, the only way to do that, is through Bitcoin. I love each and every one of you, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace and love, guys.